Daru is a schoolteacher in a remote Algerian town. He is also a soldier, and the schoolhouse is his post. In the distance he sees Balducci, who is a gendarme or policeman whom Daru has known for a time. He sees another man as well. Daru watches as two men make their way up a mountain toward his two-room schoolhouse that doubles as his lodgings. When they reach him, Daru puts the horse the men were riding in his shed and takes them to a heated room to serve them tea. The narrator never explicitly states but instead alludes to Daru not being a native of Algeria. He had fought in the war and asked to be placed somewhere in Algeria. He had come to love the country and felt, like a lord, in his little schoolhouse with its abundance of supplies. Balducci informs Daru that he has orders to take the Arab prisoner to the prison in Tingui. Balducci plans to return to El Amer alone. Even though it is evident that he is still in the army, Daru balks at this. He does not feel it as his job. Balducci explains that he is part of the small number of policemen patrolling El Amer and has to get back there without delay. Balducci is presumably instructed by his superior officers to hand the Arab prisoner over to Daru, who is to take him to Tingui. Daru wants to know what the Arab prisoner has done. Balducci draws a finger across his throat and explains that the story is not clear. The prisoner's cousin was killed with a billhook over some owed grain. When police found the Arab prisoner, his village had been hiding him. Balducci takes his leave, and Daru and the Arab prisoner are left alone together. Daru asks the Arab prisoner if he is hungry. The Arab prisoner says he is. Daru then proceeds to make flat cakes of flour and oil. While they cook, he lays out cheese, eggs, dates, and condensed milk. When it is time to eat, he motions for the Arab prisoner to eat first, just as anyone would a guest. The Arab prisoner wants to know if the gendarme will be back the next day. Daru says he does not know. The Arab prisoner trusts Daru enough to say, "Are you coming with us? Come with us." Almost immediately after the meal, Daru arranges for the Arab prisoner to sleep in his one-room abode that is connected to the schoolhouse. He realizes it places him in danger, but he is not worried because, if need be, he would break his adversary in two. He does not sleep well. When the Arab prisoner gets up and goes outside in the middle of the night, Daru hopes the Arab prisoner is escaping. Instead, the Arab prisoner comes back inside and goes back to sleep. Daru and the Arab prisoner rise, eat breakfast, and drink coffee. As they are getting ready to leave, Daru decides he thinks the Arab prisoner is guilty but that turning him over to the authorities is dishonorable. Daru curses the Arab prisoner and the villages as well as his people for putting him in this position where he has to decide another man's fate. Daru sends the Arab prisoner outside. He then makes a packet of biscuits, dates, and sugar. As they leave, Daru carefully checks the path and their surroundings to make sure they're alone. He ushers the Arab prisoner down the path, and they walk for more than an hour. When Daru is again certain they are alone, he gives the Arab prisoner the packet of food as well as 1,000 francs. He tells the Arab prisoner, "A day's walk from here you'll find pastures and the first nomads. They will welcome you and give you shelter, according to their law." He then turns his back on the Arab prisoner and heads for home. He looks over his shoulder more than once. The final time the Arab prisoner has exited the path and is on his way to escape and freedom.